Fate Extella guide again. Today we're taking care of Karna, one of the most badass looking servants in my opinion. Just he looks classy and he's fucking just look at this guy. Just badass altogether. So yeah, sorry, I just looked away for a second and got distracted. So today we're just gonna be doing his guide for the PvP, the usual by now. And one of my preferred servants, actually. I've had him on my support team for quite a bit of time, actually, and I just enjoyed having him here. And, because it is, I'm going to change something real quick. It's something that's not really too interesting to change, but, I'm just gonna quickly change this off. Just because. Alright guys, so, by now you know how it goes. If you've been watching these guys, or if you know, it's gonna go active skills, install skills, I'll show you the costume, I'll get a battle, and then go online. Same thing, different day, or a different week. Before I continue, I would just like to say Happy 4th of July, everyone. And I will also say, if you do not like loud ass booms, I guarantee you're gonna probably hear them soon, so hopefully I can get done before all that. So let's get into the active skills. Or into the page. Before I actually get into it, I'm going to fair warn you. I am technically cleaning my room at the moment. It is dirty as hell, so if you hear noise in the background, that's just simply because I'm getting off my lazy ass and I'm, moving stuff around and stuff like that. And if you see my cursor moving around, that's because my controller's in my pocket and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm just gonna address that now. Just so that you're not like, what the hell's going on? No, I'm just moving shit around. Thus meaning, at the moment, my computer is not open. I will not be able to see any comments because I got stuff I need to make sure to do. So, but first thing, first. Now, I have yet to, like, what you see here is, for the most part, the, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. I am not leaving Traffic Boy. You can shove it up your ass, buddy. Anyways, the skill set you see here is merely just, from where I was once using everything, like, I was going for the trophy list, and I forgot to change them back, but, you have both Obrama Cover the Earth and Obrama Split the Earth. They're not both staying. I do believe I'm actually supposed to take off that for something else, but I'm just fair warning you, like, that, if you were like, oh, let's start putting those on my skill set right now, wrong skill set, sorry. I just haven't gone back to going and putting them back together the way he should be, because clear reasons. So, first things first, I am keeping the Obrama Cover the Earth. This has an attack power of 20.0 with a cooldown of 11 seconds. There's a burst attack skill, and pretty much all this is he's just gonna shoot a beam straight from his eye. That's it. A strong ass beam is gonna blast out from the ground and just shoot across the ground to hit everything in the way. And because I like referencing stuff so much, I'm gonna give you a reference so if you want to go and figure out what it's like. It's kind of like one of Injustice 2, one of Superman's abilities or special moves or whatever you want to. Oops. Oopsies. I'm very smart. Let me see. I told you I'm messing around with shit. But it's like one of his moves where Superman would kind of like look at the ground, zap the ground, pretty much until you hit the enemy. Not a spectacular. What the fuck happened to this boom? Not a spectacular reference, but it is a reference, and I just like throwing those in there, just kind of like fun facts per se, and stuff like that. Oops. Hope I didn't need that. But yeah, that's simply all that is. It's very useful. Plus, on top of that, this actually has the, you need this or the, Obrama Split the Earth for the trophy. If I'm not mistaken, it is called, what's it called? I'm too lazy to look it up. If I'm not mistaken, it's called like a true hero kills with his eyes or something like that. And I am gonna son of a bitch. What is this? Hold on. What the fuck is this? No, wrong set. It is. I will figure this out. Hold on. A true hero kills with his eyes. Close enough. All you have to do is defeat an enemy servant with one of the two active skills, and ta-da, you're good to go. And I am putting that back in my pocket. And what the? So. And you're about to hear a fucking fan right into the mic, so I am gonna apologize. I need to plug my fan back in. I had to actually unplug it for the simple fact that I have dogs and I need to clean out all the fur in it. So when you hear that, I'm just gonna pre-apologize. So I'm not sure how loud that's gonna be, but heads up in advance. I'm just taking care of that. So it's a very simple move. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's very useful, and like I said, it is a burst attack. It's got great power to it. So next skill is the Light of a Buddha. It does a 28.80 attack power with a 13-second cooldown. This is a Lancer class skill, his one and only, which I found to be interesting. That I think this is the second Lancer in a row where there's only been one. I think this might actually be the third Servant in a row where there's only one special skill to their class. But I very well could be wrong. Then again, I don't remember these things by heart. I take notes. I'm too lazy to remember them by heart, but still. Pretty much all this is this Lancer skill is a rush attack. And pretty much all you're going to do is that little red thing you've seen on my back, I'm going to assume. I forgot what it looks like. I've been playing other things. And pretty much all you're going to do is, you're going to pretty much, I do believe, just jump up in the air and just start smacking, and pretty much do like a dive and start smacking everything in your way. It said to somewhat control, like you could somewhat control that shit. Let me tell you, I've yet to control that thing. But then again, I haven't tried too hard to master controlling it, so I think that honestly depends on the user of the skill. So if you plan on using that, don't use it because you could quote-unquote control it. That is completely and utterly a bullshit, because I still can't control it even after my ability. I think you might be able to see me somewhat control it while I use it, but I'm just giving a heads up that is a little inaccurate, stuff like that. And son of a bitch. And stuff like that. So why do they send so much shit? So yeah, it's a very useful skill, to be honest, and it's actually one of my more favorite skills, because if you haven't heard me say it already, I like rush attack skills. Not rush attacks from offline, just the skill class of a rush attack. I find this to be very, very useful, and to be honest, one of the more entertaining to watch, if not fun to use skills. It's not so much like when I chose it, wasn't so much performance wise I cared about with this skill. It was merely just a simple fact that I just enjoyed the skill. So, and oops. Shut up. No, shut up. I need to. This is the fan's backwards. Okay, yeah. Let's try to plug a fan in backwards. Lovely. Hey, it actually blows again. Look at me. So yeah, guys, I just want to make sure to cover that, because it can be tricky to control. Next up, on my list that you do see is Follow the Sun. And half the time I mistake the name of this skill for Praise the Sun. It is, if anyone has played Dark Souls, they will understand why I call it Praise the Sun. But it's simply just a Dark Souls thing that I just kind of got toned to, because everything I hear the sun, I think Praise the Sun. So whenever I call it Praise the Sun, I'm sorry, but it's Follow the Sun. It has 23.92. I was gonna say 82, but the 9 didn't want to come out. It has an 11-second cooldown and is a close range attack skill. Pretty much all you're gonna do is, like, your the spear, your lance, is pretty much gonna be on fire, and you're gonna constantly smack the shit out of somebody with it, much like Astolfo's small consecutive Process close range attack skill on Stolfo you see me using, to be more exact. Pretty much he's just gonna smack him a bunch, and then he's gonna do one quick, or I wouldn't say quick, but one swoop attack and pretty much knock everybody down, or just kind of knock them back and stuff like that. So it's a very useful skill, and if you want somebody to hurt, it's gonna hurt. Now, so far, I'm just gonna, before I move on, you're gonna see most of the attack skills I've taken on him are the strongest attack skills. And you're like, okay, this is interesting. And the last one to go and complement all this is, Oh Brahma, honor the heavens. This is not an attack skill, this is an action restriction skill. It has an attack power of 1 with an 8-second cooldown. The reason why I chose to do this is because while, like I said in previous streams and stuff like that, whenever I do a character, I try to either base it off of something, or off of a certain set of skills or moves I enjoy using, or I found to be beneficial, such as, where I didn't base somebody off their, what they're like in the anime. A good example, Jeanne d'Arc, I did not, base her at all. I straight up just used her as her, with no second thought about how to use her. I just went and used her and based her mainly around the fact that she does hurt herself with her skills, and because of that I didn't really give two shits about anything else. So, but on this I noticed I tried somewhat for making Karna a powerhouse, but at that same time I'm still trying to keep him as close to his anime variant, which unfortunately we didn't actually get to see too much of Karna Fate, which was a absolute disappointment, honestly. But it should be fun. So with that being said, it was a little harder to go and judge off how to do that. So that's why I kind of based him off of a certain type of fight style. And plus, I also took some of the personality I picked up. Like, although I don't think he's technically considered aggressive. You fucking fall over, fan, I will beat you. He's not technically considered an aggressive fighter, I would assume. But most definitely he is a more like, his only care really in the Holy Grail War was more or less just to find a good opponent, if I'm not mistaken. Like he gave two, like he cared about his master, and he only gave a shit about fighting one particular person. Everybody else he gave like no cares about. I mean, he cared so much that he pretty much constantly betrayed everyone just cause, yeah. And give me a second, because I realized something's wrong with my headset. It got tied up a little bit, so I'll be right back, guys. Like, this shouldn't take too long. Okay guys, there we go, that should have fixed that. But yeah guys, so because of this, I'm like, okay, how to do this? And because I noticed he really was only just, who cares about doing anything besides against a particular opponent, I'm like, okay, how can I do that? He seemed very aggressive against one opponent, so I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just make him aggressive, and let's just say that one opponent is whoever the fuck is in my way. So I based it off the fact that he was once aggressive, and then my final skill I simply just put it as the restriction skill, mainly because I thought it'd be a good balance, because I didn't see too, like, as much as he's aggressive in this playstyle, he's still as defensive. I tried to balance him out still while keeping him high as strong like he was in the anime, because it looked like that bitch took a hell of a lot before he went down, and even then, shit. So, but for anyone who wants to post comments now, I am laying back and I am up opening my computer and working on that now, so that's not the right tab. That's my folder. That's okay. Good job. But yeah, if you don't exactly like Obama, which it can be a very questionable skill at times, and at times I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure if I want it. I personally was not too fond of Obama Split the Earth, because all this is gonna hit your opponent and pretty much do a sweep attack, and it's not a bad skill. It's just that's what Light of Buddha was for. Well, not Light of Buddha, but Follow the Sun. Because you still do that sweep, it's just you kind of stun lock per se your opponent first. So I'm like, you know what? Because of that, I didn't care too much to keep Split the Earth. So that's why I recommend, if anything, if you don't want Obama to take out that, and that explains that part of the job. Then you got show the heavenly lighting, or lightning, not lighting. Pretty much all you're gonna do is shoot off 3 lightning bolts. It's not super flashy, but it does do the job. It's a more ranged attack, but hey, range is good, especially for a Lancer, but because they already kind of have that range to them. So that's something to keep in mind. So alright, there we go. And the computer is open at any given time. If you have any comments, just slap it in there. So, but yeah, these are the 4 skills I recommend. I made it like the last skill I could honestly go without for this servant, because, you know, why not? However, it's always beneficial to just have all 4 viewers. Plus, on top of that, I just thought it was a whole lot better of an idea to just simply balance him out instead of just making him 100% aggressive. So that is his active skills, and if you can't tell, half of his stuff is gone, and that's completely fine to me, because combining and shit like that, because so many fucking skills. I need to honestly steal these or sell these things. Anyways, at this point during the install skills, you already know the spiel by now is attack, defense, support, and then after I get the base skills, then I'll go into the double skill builds and all that fun stuff. So first things first, active skills. Now what attack skills, not active skills. Holy shit me. So first things first, I think you get the general just martial blessing, and you know, just simply because I know how powerful he could be, and since his moves are already strong, I just love adding to that you know, entire fact. Next, I don't think I put too many attack skills on him, which is where kind of the balancing comes out to play. Is sure, he has super strong and aggressive skills, but I mean, at that same point, he was still a strong servant. Although I think I may be exaggerating it by saying aggressive. I initially just mean super strong. Next, I will put in clairvoyance, just to have that range, because I feel like his range with that lance isn't as good. So I'm like, you know what? It seems like you get hit a little too much, in my personal opinion, or my personal liking, anyways. Plus, a lance should have that little extra range to it. Although you'd think that's just an archer thing to, you know, keep that distance so you don't have to get, you know, attacked. I simply just like having that extra range for this, for him in particular, unlike other servants. I feel it's always good to have on him. So, and from there, I would probably say, I'm trying to find my damn the skill. It's in my guidebook. You know, some of the notes I put in here, knowing that I would be the only one to see them. And it seems like with my stupidly offensive notes, we actually don't have no more active skills. And by stupidly offensive, I mean no more attack skills, dipshit. because yeah, I write stuff in my notebook because I find it funny. But from there, you're like, okay, he got his damage. Usually I do offer off Martial Blessing, but in this case, I'm just gonna save that, and I'm gonna go back to the install skills. Besides the Honor the Heavens, which is 8 seconds, the cooldown is pretty chilled, so there's no need to really think too much upon that. So, you know, there's no need for like the natural body like you think I would have suggested by now. I treasure natural body is just in this scenario, you know, his cooldown is at a decent pace that you don't need it. I mean, it's always one of those skills where if you don't like one of the skills I put in, you could always change it up a little more to your liking. But, and I think that's where some of y'all are getting confused, because I once had a comment up here and on my one of these streams, like after the stream was over, someone commented it, and I quote, I saved this, like I saved a screenshot of this, and I deleted the comment because I don't need that on my thing, trust me, it's very offensive. It said, I'm not going to say the entire quote because of how bad it is, but it started off with, "You stupid, retarded N-word." Fuck off, you message me again, I will kill you. And, you know, from there it was like, "Your guides are trash. I tried this guide for online. I got my ass handed to me. You don't know what you're doing. Stop posting these streams. I'm going to report your channel until it's completely taken down. Go fuck yourself, you stupid, dirty," and then another N-word. And when I said I wasn't going to read the whole quote, I mean, like, I wasn't going to say certain words because my ethic should not matter. I don't like certain words and I will not say it. Like, it is just against what I will do. Like, I would never call anyone a vagina. The slang word for vagina. I will never do it. I call him a coward instead. So, stuff like that. So, I would ask in the future, I don't mind if you put down comments saying it did not work, but I also should readdress this as well. I make these guides so you get a general gist. If you don't like it, rearrange it, rebuild it. This is also my personal playstyle. Don't, don't get so agitated when my playstyle is not your playstyle. That's like someone trying to tell me, okay, sniper, get your sniper rifle, go front lane like everybody else. Well, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry guys, so much about that. Oops. I hate it when people do that to me. So unprofessional. But, yeah, no, I don't mind if you have problems with the guide. If you want me to change the way they are, like I said, I'm making copies. Like, not like exact copies, I mean, I'm making copies and changing the playstyle of them. Soon, eventually, I'm gonna have like a Nero for, PvP, or not PvP, but Nero's, defense instead of tank. Or whatever it is. But please do not write offensive terminology and stuff like that in a guide that's meant for help, not even for views or, you know, help. But let me say it again. Don't write offensive terms and stuff like that in something like this where literally all this is for is to help you out. Kind of funny. Cammy, get your fat ass nose away from this food. It's too sweet. But, no, I don't mind if you have a problem. It's just, you must also think that, you know, that's like trying to ask, you must think that I'm making these guys on the best way I can play these guys, not worldwide, unanimously best, you know, choices. Plus, I'm also not trying to make guides where it's, literally just what? Anti-hero and, obstinate. That's really easy to do. But trying to make a guide that's more specific character-wise, much harder to do. If I specifically say otherwise, the odds are they're going to be more specified and tailored to each person. So, in the future, please just keep it, if you don't have a problem with it, just say it in a nicer manner, honestly. That's literally the only problem I have, is just say it in a nicer manner. Just like the video, fine, I don't care. I really don't. You just don't have to go get all bent up out of shape over it. And what am I doing? I literally have a clock in my face. So. But yeah, no, I was going to something, shit. Right, so, with this though, for the most part, I have anti-hero, and we're gonna have some, oops, there we go. I was trying to pull this up. One of the funny things about Karna is he could also ride. Fun fact. But, excuse me. But, you know, after I took a look at his, magic resistance, well, not magic resistance, but his unique skills, it dawned on me, you know? And that reminded me because one of my, some of my writing is very smudged up. And what's supposed to be there is supposed to be the Mana Burst Flame. Well, not Flame, but the, it's one of these two, I swear it is. No? Son of a bitch. No, that Mana Burst on the, bottom is the goal. I'm just trying to remember what fucking, if it was, yeah, this is Flame. No, that's Frost. I'm an idiot. No, I know I'm jumping a little bit out of how we usually do this, but I'm actually going to address the unique skills first. And I think in the future guides, there's also another learning point, because these guys still aren't perfect. For the future, I'm going to try to go in, instead of going and doing it by the skill type it is, like support, defense, and all that bullshit. I think first I'm going to do the unique part of the skills, such as, you know, like his magic resistance and all that other stuff. I'm going to try to go and remember to do that first. because the unique skills are still very, very useful and, you know, very important while you're playing as your servant. So, holy shit. Ooh. But what you're gonna need to do actually is, where the fuck's the skill? Because I'm gonna break what I said earlier. To this time it is, what the fuck is it? I know I have one. Oh, it is here, right here. There we go. Why am I? There we go. We're gonna put Karna Burst Flame because it's his unique skill. He already has an A on it, so you want to go and, you know, up that more. And then because of that skill alone, we're gonna go over to the attack skills again. Like I said, my writing got smudged up because using pencil and stuff, it will eventually, you know, smear and stuff like that. Much like if you're not careful, the same thing happens there. We're gonna go to extra, and then we're gonna put flame here as well, because it's a complementary skill. Because one increases attack, may deal flame damage, with the other one increases the attack power with flame. Where one's more of a currency, the other one's attack power. And Cammy, if you don't go lay down, I swear to goodness. Go on. Sassy. No. Go on. Go. I said go. You're not gonna listen. You never do. But yeah, no. That covers up that skill. The next and final skill is actually in our support skills. I forgot, like, because my writing was smushed up, I forgot to mention the, you know, attack and stuff like that. We're gonna just put in a magic resistance. We're not going and being specific here. We're just putting magic resistance here, which leads us to our third and final slots, the support skills. And honestly, some of the better damn usage. Now this is where I would have to say, this is where you want make a big boy decision here. Now I'm going to confirm. Oops. I'm going to confirm, and I'm going back to the active skills. I'm telling you, I keep doing this in my streams now because I want to go and just to, you know, show people again on the different types of skills each of these are. That's been equipped, so you're not like, why the hell you putting a ruler on a berserker? It makes more sense once you know, just so you could see the skill type. I know I'm like, every time I'll be like 14.39, 11 second cooldown, burst attack. I know I do that all the time, but I just like reminding the viewer, reminding you exactly what. So, anyways, with that being said, we got ourselves a burst attack, rush attack, and close attack. The other attack I don't think is supported, so. And you'll be like, okay, what's supposed to do that then? How are you supposed to do that? I would say you could put on one of the two skills. It don't matter which one. You could put on a rider, or you could put on a lancer. I'm putting on a rider class. Why? Hold on. Actually, go down. Go on. Go on. But the reason why I'm putting on the rider is, although it don't technically affect it, you will see that his riding is there. And although I don't think it's technically classified as riding and ups the riding, I still like, just in case, I'm just gonna put that there over the other one, just in case. And you'll be like, okay, what's the final skill then? The final skill was very tough to choose from. And now, after a long, painful decision, I will personally choose Reduced Earth, because I feel like he's not as fast as I like him to be. And because he's not, I want to up that a little bit. And this is what I said about making a big boy decision. Alright, sorry about that. Usually I don't like eating or drinking or shit during the streams, but yeah, deal with it. This is where I say make a big boy decision. You could take out your anti-hero right here. That's one of those skills where I don't really mind too much. Although I like putting it in there because, you know, his main thing was, you know, having beef against Siegfried, which turned into Sieg. And really it's just against us, you know, servants and not just like those little minions, but ultimately he's fine on defense. I know I did not say this before, but his attack power is the same as his defense at 1650. So I was to make a big boy decision, which I am. You can keep on the anti-hero, or excuse me, you may, I would put on either independent action or not. Fucking hell. And this page is so smudged up. I'm gonna have to rewrite this page. Oof. It's either independent action or mana recovery. Either one works really well. I'm just gonna stick with anti-hero. You could also, if you're not too fond of anti-hero and you just want base defense, you could go with Obstinate, and that's what I'm gonna put here. So that's the first set I would put on Karna. Here comes the double skill variation. And this is why I like double skills. Is now like the few skills where I'm like, I would recommend it, but it's not there. This is where I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna take those away now. So, sorry. First, I would like to say, I will actually take and put in and take out the Imperial Rider. Replace it with Mana Recup and Independent Action. I'm actually going to move that down there. For the second, I'm taking out Obstinate and Magic Resistance, which should lead me down to one of these. Which it don't matter which you have, they all do the same, but I'm just gonna put anti-hero and magic resist flame. This would still give you that buff. Now, there's that slot. I'm actually gonna go back over and just put down base magic resistance. I think. No, my thing got smudged up. Never mind. I'm stupid. I'm sorry I'm having so much trouble with this one. It's just, this really got messed up. I don't know what happened to this. Anyways, but no, we took out Imperial Rider, and we're taking out Martial Blessing now too. And we are going to put in first Obstinate and Anti-Hero. This is where we solve the entire debate on Anti-Hero or Obstinate. Just put them together. Next up, we're taking out, we took out Martial Blessing and both Rider, because Martial Blessing and Rider together. And then we have our final, then it's, you know, very questionable on what to put. You'd be like, oh, put Wisdom and Clairvoyance. It's fine, you don't need to. But I'm actually going to take out the both fire skills. I'm just going to put them together. Fucking popcorn. Oof. And now you just rearrange this to your heart's content. I just still, like, although if you want to, you could put on the extra clairvoyance. I'm cool with the range I have. This does me enough, but too much range is there's no such thing as too much range. So, this is where you make another big board decision to either take that off and put up a clairvoyance, which isn't a bad idea. It'll go and turn that to a 27. I said 27. Thank you. But at that same point, I don't remember talking about wisdom, so let me go and make sure to go and just make sure to cover that just in case. Wisdom of Desperation increases attack powers in enemy sectors, which I keep getting this one confused with the territory creation. Increases attack power when in friendly sectors. And with that being said, I completely spaced, like, I keep flipping the two around, so that means my notes are wrong. I am stupid. I would say this is embarrassing, but even I make mistakes, so. But here we're gonna take and put in, actually swap those out. Plus that would give us a bigger bonus on range. Not by much, but it still does. And that leaves off our final item, which we have our mana recurve. We have our independent action. We pretty much have all the skills we previously had, plus some. And we got one slot left over. This is where I'm like, fuck it, I don't need nothing else. You don't need nothing else really at all. But since I have a personal problem with his speed, I myself will increase his speed even more with another reduced earth. This is where you can put on your big boy pants, not like if you want. No, this is where you do. You could either follow footprints and put another reduced earth in, or you could pick your own personalized skill. One of the very few times where I would be like, yeah, I don't know what to put there. If, you know, just, that's more of a personal opinion. Because all the skills I recommend on them have been used in double skills, so. Next we got the arm, our poor man. We got the poor man's armor, which, honestly, how you say this man's poor? Look at this bitch. He has, like, golden plated armors, come on. And actually that looks like gold more than Gilgamesh's. Don't tell him, he's gonna kick my ass. But, you know, a very base outfit, his, Apocalyptia outfit. A very simple outfit. I still don't understand why it's called the poor man's outfit, but whatever. And Brahma's divine armor. This thing is fucking ugly. I am downright gonna say I find this to be fucking ugly. This looks hideous. I mean, I could get behind the white, I could get behind the look. There's just one small problem with this. What the fuck happened to his hair? He looks like an emo boy. I don't like what happened to his hair. Otherwise, this outfit isn't too bad. Maybe take away the flag, but I think the flag is, oops. I mean, that's basic, but his hair and that background, you know, the flag and bullshit, that I think overdoes it and is trying to look cool. And ultimately, I feel like it's failing. Otherwise, it has that nice feel of like a knight's armor, without like all the extra protection to it and all that other stuff. Plus, you know, his thing is still red instead of silver, which I can still respect, because then it has that red, black, white combo I do enjoy. And the outfit you see me wearing beforehand, my favorite outfit he has, the generous bartender. And just because, who doesn't like a fancy looking fellow? I wish he was my bartender. If I had a bar, but, you know, the general gist. I mean, you know, he's very cool. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, he has a little bow tie on his vest, and his vest name does say Karna. One of the few details you don't realize, but they're very well made. If I'm not mistaken, way before I even knew the series, I had an outfit just like this. Fun fact, very funny. But that's the outfit I am going to be using. And finally, Mystic Codes. And again, since I have all of them now, I don't have to go on, you know, I don't need to go on, just simply, you know, have you running along like, okay, what to have. I have them all, there's no doubt. And now, I'm going to address the, this right here, right now. I do not remember where every last Mystic Code is found. No, I am not figuring out where they are found. So anyone who's requesting it, no, I am not making a guide. Go fuck yourself. And that is absurdly hard to do, and I don't have the patience to do it. But to be completely honest, all you should really aim for is trying to get EX rank on all the levels, or actually, I wouldn't even say all the levels. Like, I'm gonna back out of this and go back to stage select real quick, just to show you, you don't, like, here's how this goes. I have all the mystic codes, and here you can see, not every single one of my things are EX plus. They're at the minimum of an A rank, but then again, that's because I won't allow myself to have anything but an A. Showing that is. So. Fuck off. But with that being said, I just want to make sure to get that out there. And if you want any other skills, then my guess is the remaining skill set, they're gonna be in the extra battles. Hell, the last couple of moves I was looking for was in the battle, the extra battles. So I was going up and down the list trying to find it, but it's just in the extra battle. So before you go and try to prosecute somebody or request it, try going and beating the game and beating all the extra modes like I did, and then come back. And even then, if I recognize the title, I'll give the best suggestion I can. So excuse me. Alright, finally on Mystic Codes. And I'm actually going to back out of this, go back to customize, oops, I say customize, bitch. Go back to customize servants, and I'm going back to my install skills. I am doing this, and I'm going to show you the full scale on everything you need to do, because I will be right back. I'm actually going to put something up because very messy. So I will be right back, everyone. Oh. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. Alright, so son of a bitch, oh, that shit, that hurt. Anyways, now that you got a good study of the skills, because I thought that's still a very important thing to do, is make sure you know exactly what you're doing and what each one of them are. If you had a little difficulties, I just want to make sure you've seen all that while I stepped away. So next thing I would recommend putting on is very questionable on what to do. If you can't tell, I still have, you know, pretty much the same loadout from when I did the Janae guide. However, this time I was thinking about having Spirit Stone, Spirit Stone, because it does, you know, everything that I would recommend, and it would definitely make him powerful. Don't get me wrong. Plus, he has the flame would definitely go and benefit in every possible way. Like, there's no doubt it would, in fact, benefit. However, that's not what we're going to be using here. And I was also going to recommend Conqueror's Greatsword. Nope. So that must leave you thinking, what in the world, have up his sleeve? What could he possibly be thinking? And then I thought, maybe the Nameless Hero, because, I want more range and I want that speed. Plus, this gives him defense. This also gives him reduced earth and clairvoyance, and is a very top runner, if not the runner. This is one of the very few times where I act, I have a few skill sets put on him, so. And if you don't like that, I've kind of already pre-thought that one out. And then I'm like, maybe put down Caster. But then I'm like, no. And then it took me a little while to think about the secondary one. But kind of as a jokative thing, I kind of made do with the defenseless Mr. Shinji. It was one of the funniest skills. I will definitely use it, but I'm not using it here. It was just one of those funny things. I will tell you it will happen in one of these guides. I will tell you this is going to be the damn Mystic code I recommend. And I'm not joking with you, although it sounds like it. But I mean, there was very many different sort of rings and items to use, and I'm like, oh jeez, this is going to be a bitch to do. Especially since I keep going over like the EX plus, or EX period. Everything, all the B's and stuff like that, they're all the same thing as the reds and all that, so they're just not labeled as an A or anything like that. They don't just have like that few extra points to them. But you may be like, oh well, all still has the talisman of each class and stuff like that. That's not even the point. So, but if I wasn't to recommend the Nameless Swords, I forgot the name for a sec. I was thinking ultimately to just go and just leave that there, but after a while I'm like, the Poison Blood Baton. This has speed, offense, and not that. The Hellfire Baton. I am stupid. I seen the skills and I didn't think about anything else. I meant the Hellfire Baton. Similar to the Poison, it has the same exact, it has the same install skills as the install and code cast, but the only difference is the Hellfire actually supports fire usage, which is what I was going to recommend otherwise. And it's honestly a good runner-up, because this, I feel like the Hellfire Baton is honestly just kind of shouting off Karna, just for the simple fact that it has Spirit Slayer, just kind of like, slaying off Sieg, that type of thing. Clairvoyance for that range, the two fire elemental bullshit things. So that's the perfect thing. But at that same point, I'm also, oops, why am I doing that? Hold on, it is right there. At that same point though, you can still see, compared to the Nameless, sort of a Nameless Hero, you'd be like, oh well, I'm gonna go with Nameless Hero. We're actually going with Hellfire Baton. That's right, instead of using an EX ranked skill, I'm using an A ranked skill. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, this isn't even an A plus. No, this is just a basic A. That is literally what I'm about to go into battle with, is an A class skill. Not an EX, not an EX plus, not an A plus. Just an A. You don't need to have, the highest rank for the highest usage. That's where many people get it wrong. You don't need to be, need the highest level weapon to do the best. What the fuck? Fuck off, Charlemagne. You fuck off too. You fuck off. Actually, no, I don't want you to fuck off. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Poke. No, but as you can tell, even with the two natural bodies, he is still kind of slow. And his attacks are in fact slow. Thus the reason why I wanted these speed boosters on him. So I am like just to prove, like, he is ultimately slow, but you know, ultimately I kind of forgot how to play a little bit, I'll admit. I've been too busy doing other games as of late, but you know, not too hard to figure. But as you can tell, the reason why he kept putting reduced earth is if you can't notice, he is kind of slow as a swinging his weapon, and he's not nearly as fast as the others, and I want to make sure to balance that out. And as you can tell, I'm still using all the different sorts of, you know, fuck, what's it called? And yeah, at that same point, I forgot what I was gonna say. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oops. But at that same point, that's why I went with what I went with. And even then, I may not have, you know, the few extra code casts, which I say is usually the best idea. I went with what was the most useful. And I mean, the nameless would not be a bad choice. Why aren't you in your bikini, bitch? I put you in the bikini. But this is the Eye of Brahma. The cover the earth. This is the skill of you know, that is the light of Buddha. Follow the sun. And then the restriction skill. Stop moving, buddy. They're strong skills and very useful skills. Just, you know, you have to be wise about how you do it. Bitch. Can you not? Like 2 seconds? Like, can you not? Thank you. Now get in your bikini, bitch. Yeah, bye-bye. Go bye-bye and go into your bikini. Jeez. How rude. But it's as simple as that. I mean, he's still not the fastest, but he's got a fair defense. He has a fair offense. I just like to boost up his power and his attacks. Knowing he's already, you know, hurting on speed, I'm like, you know what? He's already hurting on speed. Who cares? So, and it's gonna take more than what I personally would want to have to boost it up. Even with the boosters, the boosters would make him finally fast enough, in my opinion, to be on par with some of the other servants with just a Mystic Code equipped. But then again, if it takes multiple things, it'll take multiple things. But ultimately, my opinion about Karna, he's really good at the at everything he does. I loved him in the anime. Give me that. I know I don't need it, but give me it. But I know he's not, you know, he's the most honorable. He's one of the most honorable in the franchise. He's extremely strong and very fun to play with. Although he's not as fun as some of the others in my opinion, such as Lancelot, he's still just as fun. Plus, you know, he's dope himself. Plus his outfit itself gives me a reason to play as him. Give me that. So, ultimately, my opinion is rather positive about the guy. Although he's not one of my top tiered and top played, and I'm not exactly the best with him. I just play as him just for funsies. So, okay, I'm done with you guys. Get out of here. You too. Excuse me, can you not? Alright, let's see if I can't actually control this a little better. Oh, that's the one thing. I don't want to go there. I want to find Lu Bu himself. And I'm going to exaggerate his power out even more. Plus, it's a habit of mine to do this anyways. I don't ever actually use, I don't like taking out mana points at all. I'm not fond of his Noble Phantasm though. I got quiet so that, you know, if you do know how to speak Japanese or whatnot, it's just one of those things. It's not one of the strongest ones, but he's also in a buff state, so I should also remind you of that. But then again, I just like fighting enemies in buff states because, yeah, fuck them. Stop. Alright, I'm somewhat controlling that. Like, it's super hard to control that because you can't exactly tell if it's doing stuff itself or if it's you controlling it. So, okay, are you trying to grab something from me? Oh, sweet. Speed. So, ultimately I have a fond opinion about him. Is just, you know, fuck off. Get out of here. And it took me no time at all to defeat him with the mana point up. You beat Berserker while he's boosted? Bitch, this should be nothing new to you. I do it like all the time. Which also doesn't help nothing, but then again, that's just force of habit. But ultimately, that's just my personal opinion about him. I don't have no problem with him. I've enjoyed him. I found him to be one of the best. But, you know, at that same point, you know, I don't perform as him the best either, so. He, in my opinion, is my best, but that's not my best. He is one of the best, but in my opinion, I just can't use him the best. Kind of relates back to the, what I was talking about earlier, with the whole fact that this guy's stuff isn't for everyone. Although he's not my best, I'm not saying I'm bad at him, but this is still my personalized methods of playing as him. Plus, he's part of, in my opinion, one of the best of the franchise or of the series. I think, in my opinion, the second best of all of them. Fuck off. One attack, man. That's all it takes. But yeah, I am definitely fond, like, the franchise he's from, I'm definitely fond of that one. It's my second favorite of all of them. I've always enjoyed Apocryphia. It was actually the first Fate I've seen. It's what got me into the franchise itself, so. And Sia is such a badass opponent. Yep, I don't know but to love it. Plus, I mean, it has a stall though. Who can blame me for that? Holy shit. I will say though, if you want more control over it, I recommend using the, as you've seen, the targeting system I'm using. I use that, I've been using that significantly more, and it's been so much more effective than what I would have imagined, but, you know. But then again, half the time I forgot it was even a thing, so. Who cares? I'm too reckless. Oh, I'm not done yet? Oh. Strike. Hey, wait a minute. You ain't dead? Now you are. So, yep. I don't want to keep repeating the same thing, so sometimes we get quiet. And that's one thing you might have also noticed. So. But, I was gonna, like I was saying about the whole comment thing, I don't mind the negativity. And usually I will not delete your comments. It's just, when you put something as that, I will definitely have no choice but to take it down, first off. And second off, I laugh at you. Like, I'm literally, you know, while I'm reading it, when I look at the, you know, statistics and stuff, I'm laughing at you. Because I find it funny. And because it's not my place to say anything on the channel, I'm thinking about actually going off and probably singling people out if they want to do shit like that. Because, yeah. But at that same point, I'm glorifying your name, so. It is a matter of perspective, though. Bitch, I thought I told you to change in your bikini. If you don't want to change in the bikini, just take off your clothes. I don't care either way. Now I'm gonna have to go and give you a beat down. And as you can tell, I still haven't even needed to use the healing items as part of this, so. I'm the better servant than Apocryphia. Ah! And that's also another thing, is the reason why you see me swapping off my Lancelot out of my team for Janae is mainly because I like, when possible, I try to go and make it a themed team. Most of the time, I go like, when I actually care to. Sit down. I'm done. When I like, or when I get, you know, in the mood, I'm just gonna skip this because I'm not watching this again. Ah, you're super strong. I'm gonna refrain from any comments now. Where is he actually? Where the fuck did he go? Somewhere around here, I think. Oh, there he is. How you doing? Useful. I think I have too much money. But, no, if you haven't been able to tell, there's been times where I've purposely, chosen something just to theme it. Boom, there you go. Poison baton. New mystic code recipe acquired. And because I can't help it, I want to go and buy that out. I want an ambush. Give me a few minutes, or give me a minute to set up the PvP or get into the PvP. I will do it, it's so bad of a habit that I must buy it out. Every time I see a new thing, I must buy it out. But yeah, I like theming my teams. Like if I have, if I'm playing with, I mean, I'll theme in many different ways, and before I forget my room, first I'm gonna get the Mystic Code because, yeah, I have to. Bam. And next, I am going to actually go and fix this. Take him off my support team, yes. The hell are you doing in this? Get in your bikini, bitch. Alright, there we go. Get down from there, you're gonna fall. What are you doing? How do I do this? Shut up! I'm definitely a mature being. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Get down. Fuck this. How rude. That is so rude. Just you want to play on a wall? You're gonna be the next Humpty Dumpty. Watch. You want to play on a wall and shit like that? Yeah. But if I was to like, I'll make many different themes up. Like one of my more recent ones, I think it was when I was playing as Pura. I had her, Nero, and Astolfo. They were all in their swimsuit, and I called them the Bikini Babes. I'm very clever on what I do. So let's just make sure that no other room's up. It don't appear like there is. Nope. I'm just gonna create the room then. I'm too lazy then. And now we going to customize our wonderful bartender over here. Alright. Actually. So again, this is where I'm gonna change up the active skills, because yeah, I'm gonna keep Obama. I'm going to keep Elida Buddha, and I am going to keep Follow the Sun. I am going to change that down for Obama Curse Me, because I want to keep that long range I want a long range attack to him, just in case. So, actually, and I would tell you the percentages and stuff to that, but there's honestly no point. Next up we have input name. Karna, there we go. Oh yeah, let's skip over the thing. So with this being said, we got a long range, a close range, a burst, and a rush attack. And because of how this goes, I am actually going to just remind you of what each of these are going to be. Active skills. The burst, the long, the rush, the close. The only skill we are boosting up, I am going to put on Imperial Saber, Imperial Assassin, and then I'm going to put on, this is one of the very few instances, I'm going to leave it there. We're going to put a magic resist on fire. Well, actually no, we're not going to even do that, because at this point you can't, like I said, the magic resist here with how it's so specific is useless. So I'm actually going to move this over there, add Obstinate and Anti-Hero. I need to keep him with that defense. Next I will put Martial Blessing on him and Spirit Slayer. Then I'm going to move these two skills over, and here comes the booms, people. I fair warned you, it was going to happen. So we got the 10% and all that other stuff. This is all we're taking with him as of attack and otherwise. Then we're going to go Reduced Earth, and then we're going to go and put down a Imperial Rider. So you still have a bunch of the different items. And if you don't want, I'm actually going to also change the assassin part. we are now going to put down, if I'm not mistaken, it was a caster. We are going to put down caster instead of assassin. And we're going to add that burst. Right here, I just hit 3 of all 4 of the moves that he has with power boosters. And since I don't know the percentages to how well each of these do, ta-da. So we're going to have, I'm going to just tell you, a random booster on 20 damage, on 24 damage, and then finally 19.92. Huge hits on those, and they're gonna devastate the opponent bad. That's the goal. But pretty much and this is also technically considered a long range attack too. The "Oh Brahma, cover the earth" is also technically a range attack, so don't feel shy to use it, people. It's a very useful skill. So by technicalities, we have 2 long-range attacks. It's just is classified as a burst attack. I don't know why. I don't really give a shit why. So. Okay. So with that being said, we are good to go as of what to have. The final one, I was debating on what to use. And I'm going to actually get the time reduct and range, the dimension sword. Although it is, I would have recommended the either sword or war would work. It's just, in my personal opinion, I'm going with dimensions, just so I could keep that. So I have my range back, so I didn't need a mystic to waste off a spacing for that. Plus, on top of that, I'm reducing the time, so I'm able to smash all my abilities off even faster than I used to be. So. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm just gonna start battle. People had enough time to join. So, by now you should get the whole ordeal. Is to smash these guys together. And this is one of the very few times I was gonna just smack it to where there's a just because I like going here. I mean, if this wasn't a themed, or not themed, but if this wasn't a regular battle, I would have completely themed off the entire team. It's just, I like keeping power levels as close as possible without giving that extra booster to my name or to somebody else's name, so. Ow. I still got smoke in my eye. But if you can't tell, I still was heavily influenced with the, not need, but the desire to go and theme off the team with a Apocryphia theme. Oh shit. That's still a badass outfit. Bam, just like that. Plus, he's easy to combo up with. Actually, fuck. Stop it, bitch. Regrets, regrets. Friendship, bitch. Fuck this. Also, something that I think should be addressed now. For a tip in PvP, if you actually go back to your colored section, like in my case it would be blue, you know your section because it says your name in that color. That will instantly heal you up. Damn it, she caught me. Damn. We pretty much ate each other's bullets or shots, and it was either I'm gonna hit you first or you're hitting me first. That was dope. I applaud that move. That's still hilarious. Although I wish I had that outfit. I swear I do. That would be a badass outfit to get. I also have gotten more to... I also have a bad habit of not wanting to spend off my command seals. Although it's one of those things you don't have to worry about in PvP as much, I still don't like doing it. So... Oh, right. What the fuck am I thinking? This is the wrong game. People would usually run from me. What was I thinking? Owie. Oh man, that I completely spaced what game I was playing. I spaced the fucking game. Yes, let's think they run from you. This ain't GTA, people. I don't have people carrying at my feet. I'm super good at many games, but this one, nope. When it comes down to online play, fuck off, game. Oof. Still there, so I don't care. But clearly, if put in better hands, you should be able to easily handle that so much better. It's just, in my hands, I'm not exactly the best in PvP. I'm not the best against online players. But then again, I should be more exact. I'm decent. I'm not too bad online. My problem is just online I'm a better supportive role, as much as I hate to do it. But then again, seeing that I use like sniper rifles and shit like that, that's where I rest. But then again, yeah, I'm everywhere but nowhere type deal. I'm just not used to being caught, and when I'm in an upfront battle, that's where I suck the most, so. Plus, I'm also, you know, the one and only servant here, so having other players in here would definitely have changed up the game, but because of how the game works, not quite exactly how it goes, but, I mean, when it comes down to online battles, I could easily win my battle, no doubt. It's just, against other players, not so much, so. But that is the Karna guide, everyone. I'm not exactly the best with them, but he surely was fun, and I think if I sat down and started playing as one particular player instead of multiple players, because if you can't tell, I played 44 battles online. I've lost significantly more, but that's mainly because I'm constantly going online to play them, instead of just going and just playing them to play them. I just go online with other players, and that's where I go and mainly lose and stuff. So, but if I went offline, my numbers would be so much more different. Or if I went more of a random match, by myself type match, the numbers would start favoring to where I look better than I truly am. But you know, for the most part, these numbers are legit. Almost all of these matches I've played are against other foes. So that's also another thing, is people may look like they have a good set. Like, I've seen somebody who had 700 or 800 battles, and all they did was play. And I'm like, all you do is fucking play this, I guarantee it. But then again, I mean, that's just that. I mean, I'm not sure how many. It says they had a lot of wins, but at that same point, I'm thinking you either waste way too much time and you just are honestly good at the game, or you've been playing against offline bots so much that you look good. But then again, don't get discouraged by the records and stuff, especially with like my records. When you go to watch these guides, that's also another thing, is I also know that same guy also apparently looked up my character, looked up my gamer tag, and looked at my shit, looked at my stuff, and called me trash as well, I guess. A bit stocky, but kind of funny at that same point. But I'm just and he wants to pull that out. That's also something to address, is because of that, I don't mind if people want to go and look at my stuff. I mean, I left everything I have up and open for grabs. Like, everything you see is literally it. I didn't hide nothing from no one. Besides, you know, personalized information, but still. So, but that's besides the point. So, when you watch these guys, don't get discouraged by the wins and losses I have. And when I say I suck at the game, I'm just talking about in like, I'm just either being a smartass, or I'm just being a smartass. Or in some situations I do. But to be good at the game, you must, or to get better, you must realize your faults. And I realize I suck at PvP combat against more than half these players, so it is what it is. But when it comes down to it, I mean, I don't really get too shit. So, yeah. So, in future reference, don't talk about my record as if it matters, and want to talk trash about how your record's better, because again, I only play against online players. So, and for the most part, you've seen how many battles I've been in. I'm pretty sure there's, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I've streamed pretty much every single battle I've been in. If I'm not mistaken, all 44 of my battles should have been streamed, if I'm not mistaken. So, if not a good portion of them. So, at the very least, I'm just gonna reiterate, don't post anything that's offensive term-wise. I will take your comment down and stuff like that. A, I have to, and B, I have to have that on my thing because it looks bad. Especially for people who just wants to learn about the game. They don't care to hear you complain like a little preschool bitch. So, I will go and definitely, I will continue moderating everything I already do. I'm just addressing that so it doesn't happen again, and when it does happen again, I might have to change up how the commenting goes and start putting banned words and stuff in there. I don't want to. I like giving you guys the freedom of, you know, being able to put down anything you want, but eventually I'm gonna put it to where anything, like, I will start banning every possible way you could think of. So, don't abuse the privilege I have here. I will finish up not watching, but I will finish up making these. I mean, after I do guides and finish those up, I will tell you, if I have to, after these guides, I will take out the comments. I will. Don't abuse it. I'm not talking like, you know, for the benefit of my channel. No, I'm saying because I don't have time to listen and constantly delete off negative comments. So, I'm just going to address that now. Although I'm not too fond of it, I'm not too much of the I care type, is more type. So, with that being said, I thank you guys so much for coming on in to watch the guide so you could learn something again. And I hope you honestly get better with the guide. I hope seeing the ways and stuff I use helps you out. So, it's been Retro. Peace out.